Good morning, dear student. Today in class 5 Social Studies, I will discuss about the parliamentary system of government. And in my previous class, I had discussed about socialist and secular state, single citizenship, independent judiciary. I hope all of you have seen that video and you have understood that. Now we go to the parliamentary system. What is a parliament? You can see this. This is the picture of Parliament House. It is located in which city? Can you tell me where it is located? In which place? New Delhi. Okay, Parliament House is in New Delhi, and this is the organization which runs the country. Okay, all the laws are made over here. So the the Constitution of India has adopted the parliamentary system. So our founding father, when the Constitution was prepared, their opinion was that India should go for a parliamentary system of government, and so the Constitution has adopted parliamentary system. In a parliamentary system of government, the president is the constitutional head of the state. Very important, president. Who is the president of our country? Who is the present president of our country? Sri Ram Nath Kovind. Okay, he is our president, and the president is the constitutional head of the state. Constitutional head means all act decisions are taken in the name of the president, but he acts only with the aid and advice of the council of minister. That is, the president always act on the aid and advice of the council of minister. Council of minister means the prime minister and the other ministers like home minister, defense minister, railway minister, foreign affair minister, external affair minister. Okay, so these are the council of ministers headed by the prime minister. So the president always act on the advice of the council of ministers. The ministers are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. Okay, the ministers, that is the council of ministers, they are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. That is, if one minister is defeated in the house, that means the whole ministry is defeated and the government has to be dismissed. Okay, the government has to resign. So that is what it is said. The minister are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. In other sentence, it can be said that the ministers, the council of ministers, they swim together and they sink together. That is, together they survive and together they die. So this is what is collective responsible for their whatever action that they are taken. If any ministers take any decision, then not only that minister is responsible for that decision, but the whole ministry is responsible for it. So this is about parliamentary system. Then fundamental rights. The word fundamental means, what is the meaning of fundamental? Basic. Okay, basic rights. You can see basic rights. Our constitution grants certain basic rights to every citizen of India that are called fundamental rights. So our constitution grants, there altogether 6 fundamental rights are there which are granted by the constitution, and these fundamental rights are called basic rights. That is a very important right, basic rights, fundamental rights that are granted by the constitution. These rights protect citizen against the arbitrary and absolute exercise of power by the government. So these fundamental rights protect us. The protect the citizen from the arbitrary and absolute exercise of power by the government. That is, if the government becomes an autocrat, if the government becomes a dictator, then in that case it is the fundamental right which protect us from the arbitrary, from the absolute power and exercise of the government. Then what are these fundamental rights? Our constitution has granted 6 fundamental rights that are as follows. So our constitution has granted 6 fundamental rights that are as follows. right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion. Okay, so we were discussing about fundamental rights. So six fundamental rights are there: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. So these are the six fundamental rights. Let me tell you what is right to equality. That is, all citizens are equal in the eyes of law. No citizen is considered high or low or given any kind of importance. All citizens are equal. Right to freedom. In right to freedom, altogether six freedoms are there. uh, it is given in the fundamental chapter. If you want to know about them, you go there and then read it. Right against exploitation, that is, children below the age of 14 cannot be exploited. It's special rights given to for the protection of children and women. Then right to freedom of religion, that India is a secular state. Already I have explained in the socialist and secular that state do not have any religion, and the state will remain impartial towards all religion. All religion will be treated equal. Cultural and educational right is granted for the protection of minorities. Okay, like minorities are there whose population is less, they are considered as minorities group, and so to protect their cultural and educational right, this right is given. And right to constitutional remedy is the most important, because this was called the heart and soul of the Indian Constitution by B.R. Ambedkar, because this fundamental rights gives us the freedom to go to the court to get justice if any of these fundamental rights is denied. Okay, is not given to us, then we can go to the Supreme Court or to the High Court to get justice under right to constitutional remedies. So this is all about fundamental rights. Then fundamental duties is attached to fundamental rights. Uh, but fundamental duties we will discuss in my next video. Okay. So today up to here, read this part and try to learn these. What are the six rights? What are parliamentary form of government? Okay, all these features you have to learn it. Okay. Till then, take care. Bye. Thank you.